I'd like to call this hearing of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee to order this morning. Welcome you. This is an oversight and investigations hearing that will focus on the issue of the use of biometric credentials for airline pilots and other transportation workers. And this is, again, part of our investigations and oversight of our committee and being handled this morning at the full committee level. I appreciate the participation of other members this morning. I think we'll be joined by a few more. Their conflicting schedules. I apologize for the delay in beginning this. We had our governor in town, so we ended up with a triple booking this morning, and appreciate everyone's courtesy and allowing us to start a little bit late this morning. The topic and the order of business will be opening statements by members, and then we'll go to our witnesses. And if anyone would like to submit comments or additional information to the record without objection, that will be so ordered. Again, the purpose for us being here this morning is to review the progress and sometimes the lack of progress in producing a pilot's license that has both information that identifies the pilot in a manner that we prescribed some time ago, I think 6 or 7 years ago by law. At that particular juncture, when we found the pilot's license, looks like it sort of came out of a Cracker Jack box. It was just a little folded piece of paper, could easily be duplicated. We passed a law that said that we should have a biometric measure. We should have a photograph, and that we should have a durable identification card. That was enacted by law some time ago, and we still don't have that particular card available. Did we have a copy of one of the? If you want to bring that up here and maybe just put it in front. This is what we've ended up with. Is here. Let me just take this here. You can see, again, the only pilots that are on the license that's been produced at millions of taxpayer dollars, the only pilots on the license that's now in use is happen to be Wilbur and Orville Wright. And the back of this particular license has a metallic strip, and unfortunately, it doesn't have the biometric capability that we asked for in law. So they spent millions of dollars in producing this pilot's license that, again, does not meet what we believe is required by law and doesn't provide us with identification. And although we don't have anyone from TSA here today to testify, in fact, TSA will not accept this as an identification card. What's even more disturbing is we spent about 420 million. We'll be approaching $500 million on producing a transportation worker identification card. We have passed in law requirements on a number of occasions, and I believe at least 4 times into federal law, the production of a transportation identification card that would have a biometric measure capable of having several measures, both thumbprint, iris, and then also, of course, a photograph of the transportation worker. Having spent nearly $500 million on this, we have produced a card. They have been distributed, We do have biometric capability. We do have a photograph. However, we don't have a reader, and we've yet to establish a standard or agree on a standard for biometric measure of iris. So in both of the programs, well, the pilot license is almost a complete disaster. What concerns me is that TSA has now embarked on two programs, one in, I think, 2007. One was a crew access program, and creating several pilot programs working, I think, probably with good intentions with some of the pilot associations. But in 2007, they worked on Crew Pass, and in 2010, the administrator announced his intent to expand a new program, and that's a known crew member to 7 airports at the end of last year. So we have a pilot's license that TSA will not accept as identification. It doesn't meet the criteria set forth in law. We have a transportation worker and we spent millions of dollars on that. We have a transportation worker identification card, which is in use now, but we don't have the use or acceptable reader, nor do we have iris standard developed. So that's where we find ourselves. I'm disappointed that TSA again has declined this committee's invitation to testify on their action and their current work in developing a crew member and pilot's license. I don't believe that the industry should be responsible for setting a standard or developing a pass that would be used and would be acceptable. I believe that is clearly the responsibility of the federal government and something that we've attempted to do by law. Now, since TSA has decided not to show up here today, I have consulted with the Chairman of Homeland Security and also with the investigative panel on which I also serve, and I can assure you that we will have TSA testifying either at a joint future hearing with one of those two committees to, again, try to get some responsiveness from an agency that for some reason does not want to respond nor participate in developing a identification card, both for transportation workers or for pilots or the many individuals who are involved in transportation work and do so in a cost-effective and timely manner. So that's where we find ourselves today. Very disappointed. A huge amount of taxpayer money has been expended. You would think that we could also have some better response from the agency that is primarily charged with this. Come on in, Mr. Fahrenholt. Well, we can put members right up here, too. We're a little squeezed for space today, but those arriving a little bit late will get the front row. We haven't used this hearing room too much because, again, the size of the committee. But we have every bit of space in the Capitol that I think the Transportation Infrastructure Committee has available is being used today. Mr. Boswell, come up and join us up here. And staff is welcome to just put a chair up here. I want to make sure all of our members are accommodated. But again, I thank the members for joining us today. I wish it could be under different circumstances and we could have the cooperation of TSA, but we don't have it today, but we will get it in the future, as I said, one way or the other. With that, I'd like to recognize any other members for opening statements.